When I think about art and artists, I like to think that people who are still making art want to make sure that they're still making an impact somehow. For the past couple years, I started to think more about sustainability, and considering our current situation, I'd like to think that I'm trying to make an impact. I get a lot of anxiety about what I'm doing about the sustainability issue that we have. And the more that I thought about it, the more I thought I'm probably not really doing anything that's going to help in the long run. Artsy fartsy voiceover aside, I'm actually not feeling too good. I just had minor surgery done yesterday on my nose. Maybe I'll talk about that in a different video. But for today, I am showing you a project that I was working on where I repurposed some polaroids that never exposed properly, and I decided to work it into this painting. This is kind of the first time in a while that I worked on a project without really thinking about it. I just knew that I had this canvas that my friend gave me because she was just getting rid of stuff, and I took them, and then I had these polaroids that they never exposed properly, so they were just white or way too dark, and I didn't know what I really wanted to do with them, so I did see a couple people painting over them. This is not an original idea, this is not my idea, but I decided to paint over the polaroids that I did have so that I wasn't just throwing them out after. I think in the past year, if you have been living under a rock, then you wouldn't know that the world is on fucking fire. I like to keep up to date with a lot of environmental and sustainability and minimalist blogs and Instagrams, and it's kind of a culture that you get into once you start doing it, the more you want to do. And I think in the past year, I've been really trying to be aware of how much I use like single-use plastics, or whenever I'm buying food and I notice that it's really stupidly packaged where there's just extra garbage for no reason, and I get a lot of anxiety about it. I think I've been cruelty-free for 3 years, probably more than that, and just delving into that made me realize how much more you need to be restrictive of what you're doing. And not to say that being cruelty-free is hard, but when you start off, it can feel very restrictive. And that's how I felt now when I've been thinking about trying to be a little bit more sustainable. And every single time I end up using a cup that is a single-use cup, I feel really, really bad about it. And it's the type of anxiety that is not good for you. And all I can do is just to try to reduce the amount of single-use plastics that I use. It's not going to be a single line towards the goal, and I can't get mad at myself, and I can't get mad at other people for making what I deem as dumb choices. So whenever I go to a movie theater and I am drinking water or a soda or whatever, and I have my reusable straw, I can't get mad at everyone else who does not have a reusable straw. That doesn't mean that I'm not still mad though. I like to think that we only have 10 years left, and I think that is relatively true. We have about 10 years left before it's too late. And I don't think it's wrong to try to better yourselves and to find better alternatives. I really like seeing my friends make better alternatives, better choices towards what they're doing. But ultimately, it's going to be mass corporations that need to change. And there's already tons of places where they have stopped making water bottles or they stopped plastic bags, and we really just need to force everyone into that direction. There are already a couple things that I have done personally, like I use a bamboo toothbrush, I stopped getting loofahs, I use reusable straws. I always try to carry around a reusable bag with me. There's just a whole bunch of small things that you can slowly implement into your lifestyle to be just a little bit more sustainable. I have so many reusable thermoses and mugs that I use to either hold tea or water, and I just really need to get more into the habit of doing that. I'm definitely trying, and it's really hard for people to stay positive in any type of lifestyle that is more restrictive, be it being cruelty-free or being vegan or just trying to be more sustainable. For some reason, there's always this counterculture of people being very negative towards people who are living a more restrictive lifestyle, where if someone says that they want to be vegan and they mistakenly eat something that isn't vegan, people are very quick to jump on them and say, oh, well, you said you were going to be vegan, but then you ate this, and it's not vegan, so you're not a vegan. And I think it's a very negative type of reaction that still goes on very frequently in a lot of the different communities, where if you make one mistake, you are just demonized for that mistake. And I don't want that to be what this is. I just want everyone to just kind of stay positive and try to be more proactive in what they're doing. I do follow a lot of vegan vloggers and bloggers, and I think the most recent ones were Alyse from Raw Alignment, who recently stopped being vegan. There was also Kalel, who used to run Kalel Kitten. I don't think she really uses her channel that much anymore, who I think supposedly is not vegan anymore. She did make a couple of very long rant videos where she just talked about how violent and just mean the vegan community can be if you make one mistake. And I definitely don't think that's right, and I think it needs to stop. I don't want this to turn into a talk about veganism, though. We're talking about sustainability. So I guess just to bullet point everything, I think it's good that people want to be a little bit more aware of their impact on the environment. And I think as long as we keep pushing, keep making it more apparent that regular people actually care about the environment and want to do something about it, hopefully in the next 10 years we'll be able to turn this around. But anyways, this is the painting that I finished with. I didn't really talk about it at all just because I didn't think it was necessary to talk about how I did the painting. I did just a acrylic painting on the canvas itself, and then I did an oil painting on the polaroids, and I finished it off with some iridescent glitter which I had, and it looks kind of okay. I think I really like how it turned out. I don't know if I will be selling it, but if I do, you can probably find it on my Etsy eventually. I'm sorry if this type of video isn't really what you're interested in, but this is what I am interested in and what I felt like talking about today. And again, I apologize if I sound really nasally. I had surgery literally yesterday, and I just wanted to do this voiceover because if I didn't do it, I don't know when this video was gonna come out. So I have a couple videos that I have planned for the next while, so watch out for that. If you want that, you can subscribe, it's free, and follow me on my Instagram. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!